Hi everybody, I'm Jodie and what I'm going to talk about today is nothing new, and it echoes what a lot of the other speakers tonight are going to talk about and what they already have talked about. So I'm going to talk about the elusive and very vague question of why do art in the first place, or why make anything at all. So let's start with this quote from Stephen Hawking, who hopefully agrees with me by saying this, that fields of knowledge today are divided and taught as self-contained, isolated, independent subjects. This is obviously necessary to gain a specialized, advanced knowledge in each of them, such as like science. You couldn't really delve into it if you looked at it as just the study of like part of the world. But going deeper in depth to fields of knowledge has sacrificed like a bigger picture or an overarching view of patterns in the world. So let's use the metaphor of a food chain or an ecosystem to represent one's collective knowledge, knowledge being the energy transferred up a food chain. The energy in a food chain is self-contained, independent, and irrelevant to whatever surrounds it. The teaching of fields as isolated topics is like the simplistic food chain. However, all fields are interrelated and cannot exist without one another. If we include all academic fields, this still cannot accurately represent one's like mental ecosystem or all the knowledge that makes up the person. And this is because a lot of your knowledge comes from mundane, banal, personal things that happen to you, everyday things that have happened to your friends, family, as well as humor, which is disregarded in a lot of academic fields. I often forget that at the beginning of time, nobody separated fields of knowledge into different categories such as biology, chemistry, psychology, etc. It's all really the same study, and it's all really stabbing at the same point, which is an investigation on what it is to be a human and what it's like. Going at the ecosystem metaphor, the sun would represent this because it's the commonality between all the things in the food web, and it's the source of everything. This is where art comes in, because art is the ultimate tool to use to explain the human experience, because it's unlimited in its subject matter, and it includes the aforementioned excluded knowledge, such as humor, mundane things, personal things, etc. Every reference is fair game in art. It's like open season on ideas. You can pick anything. Art also allows you to present something unlike other fields, which is an elastic meaning. Art is open to dualities and contradictions within one whole. In science or math, an unconfident answer is frowned upon. But in art, it is essential because there's always somebody wondering if your reference is ironic or unironic, or it's so ironic that it's unironic, things like that. And everybody dissects what you're doing at a different angle, and you can't control it because you're under a sedative. This ambiguity is seen as a negative, but the cloudiness in meaning, I think, is essential because, again, it brings us back to this. Because from what I can tell, the human experience is multifaceted and dual-sided and changes with respect to time. Ideally, the purpose of art is to relate back to the source and to philosophize and accept everything in the world, including mundane things, into your scope of sight to get the best sense of whatever it is that we're doing here on the planet. Thank you.